Were we fucking dumb thinking that just happens just because we will it?
Right.
Where it's like, we have no game. We're literally, people surround themselves around us just because they like us, not because they want our penises.
Right. We don't provide anything for them other than laughs.
Yeah, we're a good time. We're a good time. We're fun to be around. We're fun to like commentate and watch a movie with. But as far as like, damn, these boys are hot and we wants to, take them into our rooms and have our way with them. That's not a reality.
And kiss their pee-pee.
Don't feed the animals, signs all around. We talk a lot of junk, yeah, you vibing with us now. Build something from the ground up, yeah, we like to clown. Talk about some real stuff, yeah, something profound. It's a pleasure that you hearing us, wouldn't mess around. It's a topic of discussion worth talking that we bust it. Put a nail in the coffin. If you love it, then you love it. If you don't mean nothing. Still bring it to the public. Y'all don't feed the animals, put them in a cage. They couldn't handle truth. We gonna bust out the gate like some cannibals. Same face, same channel, messing with the tune. A bunch of idiots stuck in one room. Can't take us serious. You love what we feeding you. I'm with the show, yeah, proceed with the interview. Local celebrities snatch toy from your cereal. Don't feed the animals.
Yeah.
My name's Jeff.
Yes. I'm feeling it today, peoples. I'm feeling it. Today's going to be a good one. Thank you for joining us back on another fantastic episode of Don't Feed the Animals podcast. And with you, as always, is your host, James. And with me is my main man, Bird Talks. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Don't Feed the Animals, where we gonna tell some stories, because we like to tell stories. Yeah, just piggybacking a little bit off of just like kind of like dusting my hands off, clapping the hands together and dusting off the dust. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, that's it. Just I'm in a better mood. Definitely over. Glad we had that last episode to get a lot of things off of our chest. A lot of negativity, a lot of...
It's a fast week.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good unloading all that garbage off.
Everyone feels good after a good unload.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely. You feel lighter. You feel looser. Sometimes you just like...
Some clarity.
Yeah. There's always a more... you get more nimble. And you're ready to move on to the next thing. Which is great.
Move on to the next load.
Yeah. Build yourself up for another load and load that one.
Let it all out.
Let it all out. All right. So, I was thinking what are some of the things that we could talk about? Well, one of the things that helped me, I have to say something, people.
Hit the deck.
Huh?
Hit the deck.
I'm hit the deck. Nah, they're good. They don't have to brace themselves for this one. But I held back when making this podcast, like these podcasts. Like, we're already on episode 36. Maybe it's the 37th because we had a 0 episode because numbers. But we've been doing this for over a year, and I have to be honest. There are topics of discussion that I kind of reeled in on. I mean, granted, we've talked about a lot of nonsense on this show. But definitely since the rebirth of DFTA, I would say that there's some topics that I didn't want to really talk about because of work and stuff like that. Well, now I don't have to worry about it. So I think I'm gonna go in. I think one story that I didn't tell, or I didn't like to tell, even though we kind of made mention of it on the 2 episodes ago, and probably even before that, is I just didn't want to have any self-incriminating stuff, but
Well, that's out the window now.
Yeah, I mean, if I ever get famous enough where the stuff I say about the things I did gets me in trouble, that's awesome. That means I was famous.
That means you're doing something good.
That means I was worth a damn, right? I think that's how it goes, right?
I want to be famous enough to be canceled.
Yes. If you're canceled, that means you were worth watching.
Because no one really gets canceled.
No.
There'll be some people who are like, well, I'm just not going to, support stuff. I'm like, okay, there's 20 million other people that will.
Yeah, for sure they will.
Well, good on you for your beliefs. No problem. But
yeah, for sure, man. So, one thing that we've touched on before is how you and I used to live together, which that in itself was a saga. Like, if reality TV could just be for anybody, especially back then, you and I would have had a successful reality TV for sure. I think so. The shenanigans that you and I have gotten into is pretty funny. From getting ourselves into parties that we weren't invited to just fucking working the same job while living in the same house while just fucking coexisting. You date a mom, I date the daughter. We were in the same house with a stripper and two gay guys. Just overall nonsense. Even and we go back even more. I just remember you and me and just going to driving around and it's just being nonsense. Like, what trouble were we gonna get into next? Which was fun.
What will the boys do tonight?
Oh, whatever we want, baby. So one of the things I would like to make mention is I have I guess it's not hard to know. If you know me, you know. I partake in the smoking of the Mary Jane, the marijuana, if you will.
The devil's lettuce.
Yes, the green leaf.
Jazz grass.
Yeah, the marijuana cigarettes. I definitely have smoked this and that, but I'll tell you, my smoking did not escalate until I was older. I would say in my 30s is when I would do it, and even then, it's been a couple weeks since I've smoked.
Right, but that's in your 30s is when you got really into it,
Yeah, and even really into it, it's not.
Right, but more so than you did before, casually at parties and stuff like that.
Correct. Exactly.
You actually purchased your own goods and services
in my 30s.
In your 30s,
I never bought it when my 20s.
No, it's usually we got it off of someone else, they passed us a joint or passed us a bong.
And even though I for a very long period of time, I would be like, nah.
Yeah, it wasn't a definite always thing with you.
No.
And me either. It definitely was more of a...
I was always wondering, you used to, when you used to smoke, right?
Yeah.
Before I did.
Yeah, I the first time I smoked was in high school when I met before I even met Matt Wagner and Chris.
Okay,
Ross.
so you were in high school.
Yeah, I was with Hank and a bunch of other guys. I don't remember all their names. So
did you
16, 15?
So 16. Okay, definitely, because I wasn't doing any of that.
I made the huge mistake of drinking the bong water because I was told to.
Ew.
I know. Not the whole thing, just took a sip. I know, it was gross. That was my first time. That was the tradition that they did. They're like, oh, it's your first time, you gotta take a hit from the bong water.
Well, what assholes? They're not. That's not.
I was like, I don't want to do that. And then I did. I was like,
So did you just, how often did you smoke in your teens?
Usually casually at parties and stuff.
Oh, so only when other people...
Yeah, when other people had... I never bought it myself. I never procured it myself.
Have you ever procured it? For yourself?
The only time I can think of recently, because my memory is shit and it's nothing to do with weed, was recently when I bought those brownies from my coworkers. That's it. Okay. Other than that, I don't really recall any other time. I think if I had it, it was given to me, or I got it from my ex or something. Because she smoked all the time if she could. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She taught me how to roll J's. Still don't know how to roll J's well, but
yeah, that's when I was most with my older lady girlfriend with the two kids. She definitely was the one that it was the most around it with, and I didn't. That's the first time I did like that. That I want to say was the first time I've ever done it was with her.
Yeah, because that clique that we hung out with, they definitely smoked a lot, if not every single day.
Yes. So just to recap from the MILF episode part 2, when I get into my story of it, yeah, we hung out with like a whole totally different crowd of people, like bad kids, like bad kids, quote unquote. Just the more rowdy crowd that liked hanging out with us because we were fun, but we weren't really like out of control like in that group. They were, but we were pretty calm. My favorite thing is I wished I could get back in contact with one of my good friends, Brandon, like our one of our good friends. And
I think I'm friends with him on Facebook.
I'm friends with him on Facebook too, and I talk to him occasionally. I have to talk to him again. Maybe I'll get him through a a virtual podcast. Maybe see if he gets a decent microphone, and maybe let's make this happen. Because I would love to go through some stories with him, because see if he's changed much. I mean, he's older. He's an older man. He's a dad,
kid, right? Yeah.
He has multiple kids.
Oh, jeez.
So but he seems happy, and I definitely would like to reconnect with him because he's a wild guy. But yeah, it was with him when we were hanging out with my my girlfriend at the time, older lady, and we were that was actually weird because that was the first time I saw cocaine, and I'm such a freaking prude.
I am. Listen, that's the same way I was when I was first had to be when I was first around cocaine. I was hanging out with the high school famous band Quixotic.
Shout out to Quixotic, baby.
It's a real word. Look it up. I was hanging out with them randomly one day after school in high school, and I don't remember anything we did. The only thing that stood out was going back to, I believe, the drummer's house.
Okay.
And we went to his room to hang out, and he pulls out a bag of Skittles.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh sweet, can I get some of that?
Do you want to taste the rainbow?
It was the new sour Skittles. I'm like, yo, can I try some of those? I've been dying. He's like, well, I don't know if you want this candy. And he pours it out.
That booger sugar, baby.
On a little mirror. And I'm like, I'm going to pass. Thanks very much. He didn't pressure me to do it. I was just like, nah, I'm good. Like, I never really had a hankering to try that.
Nah, it made me nervous.
The snow.
Yeah. Well, my situation was like, I was surrounded by my girlfriend at the time, who as I finally admitted that I didn't even find her attractive, but boy oh boy were her friends like dime pieces. She used to work at a hair salon, and her friends were hot, like hot bitches. And she had her friend and had her hot roommate, and I'm just hanging out, and I'm like, this is great. And it's just like, I think it was just me and Brandon, maybe one other guy that was with one of the girls that was there. And I just look at the table, and I just see a pile of white powder, and I'm like,
guys, is that cocaine?
I was definitely like, I don't. It was so weird because it was just like, oh, I need an adult. Like, I need safety now.
Guys, that's illegal.
Yeah, I was just like, ugh. And yeah, like my fucking girlfriend at the time was like, she's like, I don't do it, so don't worry about it. I'm like, good. Like, you have children. You should.
You have children. Think of what they think.
They think nothing. Yeah. They're children.
They're
but
dumb.
But I was definitely like, ew. But she's like, I don't. But she kept on grabbing it though, and with her finger, and then she's like, I just want to try something, and I'm like, what? And she grabbed my bottom lip, and then rubbed her pinky of her Coke fucking pinky all over the bottom of my lip.
I would have been kind of annoyed.
I was not happy because I'm like, oh my god, it didn't do anything to me. As far as
I just want to see something. Fucking puts Coke in your mouth.
Yeah, but I knew that that's not the same.
I know, but that still would have been mad.
It made it numb.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, but not cool. So it wasn't
No, because to get you have to either ingest or a large amount. Or you have to snort it. If you get it in your gums, it just gets numb.
Yeah, it was nothing. I didn't.
But man, how pissed you would have been like if you gotten like just say she just like shoved some up your nose or like.
Oh, I would have been angry.
You know,
she had like a weird vanity thing about the whole thing. She was just like, oh, I just don't put anything on my nose, but like I'll fucking be a pig and fucking rub it all on my lips and comes.
Wait, you said lips and comes? I think you meant to say gums, but you said comes.
I said gums, but if you heard comes, yeah, sure. Hey,
we'll see on the playback.
Can you hey, I'm gonna jizz. We're gonna sprinkle some. God, that's so gross. I'm gonna go jizz in a fucking pot, in like a little corner, right? And then you're gonna put Coke all over it. You're gonna snort that shit.
Snort off your friend's ass.
My jizz-filled
Coke. Coke-filled jizz? I don't know.
Ew. Why'd you do that? That's not what I said. No, I didn't. Yeah, my gums and lips. Sorry. Yeah. Damn you. I hate you so much for sidetracking me. Because you say the worst, and then I think of the worst, and I just think about the worst. Okay. But, okay, so we're there, and then we're smoking. I don't smoke. I didn't. But that day, for some reason, I felt good. I think because there was hot chicks around. Hot chicks really fucking fuck you up, man. Like, attractive women, they have to understand the power that they have amongst men. But they do understand. But yeah, I think I did it to like impress them, even though I had a girlfriend or at least somebody I was with, and I was like fine. And like plus Brandon was kind of like not peer pressuring me. He was just like, it's fine. Like we're not going anywhere today. So it gave me some sort of reassurance. So I smoked and I got high. And I knew that there was a problem smoking because we ended up like going, like I felt weird or whatever and like lazy. And I remember just lounging and watching Super Troopers and not laughing once because I can't. Like just laying down and just being like zoomed in on that movie and just being like not laughing once and just trying to like be strong
because your brain was hyper fixated on it.
And it was so fucking, it was later on the next day I think I slept over, so it was totally cool. Nothing else really happened. Brandon comes up to me and he goes, yeah man, you know, I'm sorry. And I'm like, well, for what? He's like, well, you know, I know is that your first time smoking? I'm like, yeah, you know that because you're my friend. You know that. He's like, well, I'm sorry. And I'm like, why? He's like, I didn't know either, but I knew now, so I'm going to let you know. I'm like, you smoked a dirty. And I'm like, dirty? I'm like, did somebody drop it?
Someone put in some poo-poo?
Did it fall in a pile of cum?
Next to the Coke?
Next to the Coke. And then, like, it got gooey or whatever. And he's like, no. He explained what a dirty is. It was laced with cocaine. And I was like, yo, okay. Thanks for my first time.
That's a terrible first time.
Probably my last time. But probably not. Yeah. My first time was, I smoked a dirty blunt, man. Or a dirty joint. It was a joint. I remember it like that. And it fucked me up, but it, you know, whatever. I mean, yeah.
I didn't know that. That's terrible.
Right? It's fucked up. I mean, I don't feel any different.
I don't know if I'd rather drink the bong water than smoke a dirty roach.
In hindsight, it wasn't a big deal.
Well, yeah, because you clearly didn't have any weird
I had
effects.
No effects. Plus, I do believe in like addicted personalities, and that's not something I really wanted to do in the first place.
You didn't end up like Smokey.
Remember?
Friday.
Huh?
From Friday.
Friday? Angel.
Oh, it was Angel Dust. Yeah,
yeah, it was
well, it still could have been.
So that was my experience with that white girl. Which was whatever. It really like years passed before I had another experience with marijuana again.
I wouldn't say years because we did that one time where we smoked all day to see what it was like to be.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. When we did that, and even I would dare I say the first time also, the first time I think it got me no matter what because of what was in it. But I would say when you and I smoked all day when we lived together, that it was like, you know what, when most people talk about they smoke and they're like nothing, they don't feel anything. You ever heard people say that?
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, it's like nothing really, it doesn't really affect me. And it's like, I think it's because you just don't know how to smoke. You don't know how to inhale anything. Mm-hmm. So you're just kind of like puffing it and blowing it out, puffing it and blowing out. Yeah, definitely. I don't believe I was ever really high when we were smoking back in the day. Like when you and I did that one day.
I just remember not being funny. I remember like going through the whole day and not being like our funny selves.
I believe that, but I also know smoking now as an adult, and knowing that I smoke and I know what I'm doing because I've smoked enough and I've been high all day. I know, looking back, I don't think I was high at all. I literally think we, like that episode of Degrassi where JT and Toby fucking take some fucking aspirin thinking it's angel, thinking it's fucking ecstasy. And then they were just like acting like complete assholes the whole episode. Meanwhile, it's just fucking aspirin. They just thought that they were on something. I think that's what it was for us. And also keep in mind, I especially at the time, I was the type of person to not like engage or like I would fight anything I do. If I drank, I fight getting drunk. If I smoked, I fought getting high. Like I allowed myself not to give in to the drugs or the alcohol that was intaked in my body. Like I would do, it was like that was my goal. Like I really didn't get the point, people, at that young age. Like I'm telling you, like I was fucking weird. Like my early 20s, I was a weird person. Like I don't know what was wrong with me as far as like having fun or doing fun things, because I just did all in my power to just like not be into it, you know. So, so I'm convinced that I wasn't really high.
Maybe you're right. I don't know. I just remember not being funny.
I mean, there's times where we're just not funny.
No, I mean,
believe it or not, people.
I remember where we just like weren't saying anything. And,
yeah,
like,
I'm telling you from just my experiences of being high that I don't believe that I was really high. And even when my first time of being high and just watching Super Troopers and not laughing, I think I was high, but in a different way. Like I think I was, but I still was like, it's not the same feeling like I do now as an adult. I don't know. I feel like there's a big difference. I can tell you though, the first story where I really believe I was high. Like, there's no fucking doubt about that. I was stoned off my motherfucking ass.
Before you get into that, I remembered suddenly from my first time when I drank the bong of water or whatever. I remember being in Hank's entertainment room. It was like a sub living room. And it was the middle of the night, and I think his parents came back from whatever they were doing. And we had just finished like raiding the fridge. And the mom was like, "You guys okay? You guys really did a number on my fridge." And like, they've all smoked before, so they know how to handle themselves.
Yeah.
And my stupid ass was like, "No, we're fine, we're fine.
Oh,
fine,
no.
We're fine. And then everyone's looking at me.
Like, you fucking us up.
like, shut the fuck up. And then I just remember the mom going, "Okay." And just sliding the door closed, and just like, "Good night, guys." That was it. And I'm like, "It's fine." And then like they had as soon as like she went away, they had to pause and fucking start busting a gut. And I was like, "What?" It's
like smooth, Berto. Thank you for that. Thanks. Thank you for helping us out there. We're fine. We're totally fine. Hey.
We're fine.
Yeah, I'm sure she loved that. She's just like, "Oh God, stop. Can you stop? I'm never gonna ask this stone kid anything ever again."
Shut up, fatty.
Wow. Everyone's probably just looking at you slowly like, "Hey, just man."
Panning to the right.
Like,
looking at me like,
"Shut the fuck up." You're just like looking probably at the floor. It just
No,
looks
it's
at her.
looking dead at her face.
Oh,
Like, we're fine.
no!
We're fine. We're fine.
Everything is okay.
By the way, we're fine.
By the way. All right. You good? Good. But back to like me getting stoned for the first time. We were living together.
Yeah.
We were living together, and you had a date
With a girl.
with a girl. And keep in mind, Berto and I were attached at the hip, mostly probably because of me, because I was very
To the point where
clingy.
most people thought we were gay.
Yeah, but it's fine. We were, but it's
We were gay for each other
we were
in a
gay for each
non-homo
other.
way.
Yeah, in the most sexual way, we were gay for each other because we would finish each other's sandwiches, and we would just go on and on about the dumbest things and literally do what we're doing now on this podcast, but not in front of an audience. So you had a date with somebody. I don't know if you want to elaborate that or you remember any of that part.
Yeah, it was just some rocker chick that I knew from high school.
Yeah,
I won't say her name for the
that's fine. You don't have to say names.
And I think I took her to a vegetarian restaurant. She was a vegetarian at the time.
Classy.
Yeah, that's when vegetarian restaurants were not common.
So, you just asked her out?
Yeah, I think so, because I worked at Spencer's and she worked somewhere in the Sawgrass Mall too. I forgot where.
Yeah.
Or she worked nearby or something like. Oh yeah, she worked at the photography store. I remember, like Wolf Camera or something like that. That was on like one of the other sides of the Sawgrass Mall, and I would visit her all the time. Yeah, we were just like, being chummy, and like essentially I got the wrong signals because like, we were really nice to each other, and like I always thought like, oh, we were friends for the longest time.
Right.
Then I thought all of a sudden like she's like into me or something.
Okay.
So I just got the wrong idea, but we went on a date. It was normal. There wasn't really much going on. I think I dropped you off at a friend's house.
Right. Like,
Yeah, I'm not getting into it.
Yeah. So basically, like, for me, my little boy's growing up, and he's going on a date, and I just thought, like, fuck, what am I gonna do on it had to have been like a Saturday. What am I gonna do on a Saturday night, by myself, and knowing how fragile I am as a human being and not being able to be alone for myself, I decided to, because we were in talking terms with one of my exes, the girl that I was with before the older lady. So I'm already done with the older lady, and I decided we were still like talking, like not even best friends or chummy. We would hang out with them occasionally. Actually, it was very selfish of us at the time. The experiences that we had with my ex, she was like my girlfriend I had during high school, and we still hung out. I gained a lot of weight. I look like shit. I don't look the same, but I guess she was just still friendly, and it was nice hanging around what's familiar, I guess, for me, just to get away from the negativity of what I was with. And then I oh yeah, her and her cousin lived together in an apartment. You remember now, right? Yeah, now you remember. And like, of course, because Berto and I did something crazy together in the past with, the whole mom and daughter thing, or like, how cool would it be if I got back with my ex, and you get to be with the cousin and we would do stuff like that. But, looking back, boy, were we fucking dumb thinking that just happens just because we will it.
Right.
Where it's like, we have no game. We're literally, people surround themselves around us just because they like us, not because they want our penises.
Right. We don't provide anything for them other than laughs.
Yeah, we're a good time. We're a good time. We're fun to be around. We're fun to like commentate and watch a movie with. But as far as like, damn, these boys are hot and we wants to, take them into our rooms and have our way with them. That's not a reality.
And kiss their pee-pee.
Right.
No, it's more like, Damn, you boys are corny.
Yeah, it's definitely like that. Like they weren't feeling us. Like, but I wasn't thinking that when I decided to hang out with her on my own, because I was like, you know what, I have nothing to do. You're gonna have a date with this girl. Go you. And I'm gonna go hang out with her, and you know, there's a part of me that was like, if something happens, something happens. So I was gonna hang out with her and her cousin. So I did. I go to her apartment, and we're hanging out. So you drop me off, and then go off to your date, and you're gonna pick it because, of course, I'm a loser. I don't have a car. Another reason why girls probably didn't want to do anything with me, because you know, here I am, carless, and
I mean, fair enough. I had a car, and most of the time, I was alone.
Again, you know, there's something about us that's just, you know, a good time, but not in the same way. So we ended up going to. I ended up going over there. You end up going on your date. Did you pick her up or did you meet her there? By the way,
I picked her up.
You picked her up. Okay, so you dropped me off to go pick up. You dropped your first girlfriend off to pick up your second girlfriend.
That's right.
And you dropped me off, and then I get to hang out, and everything was fine. We're chilling out. We're actually hanging out on our bed, on her cousin's bed. It was me and her and her cousin. I think we were on her cousin's bed, and we were just talking. And then she got a call, and someone else was coming. Like, okay, and that person who ends up coming over was her most current ex-boyfriend. I'm like, to her, I'm XXXX. Like, I'm like like it was high school when we went out, and I know we're kind of just out of high school by a couple years, so she's had plenty of boyfriends since then, because I think me and her were dating my junior year, and I think it didn't last past junior year. I think we were done after the summer, maybe, so we weren't going out for a long time. So she invites her most current ex, and this dude was a tall, slender,
Like real life 2D from the Gorillas.
No, he was like a white boy.
Yeah, but he was tall.
Oh yeah, he was
lanky.
tall and lanky. Yeah. But he was like, he's good looking. He was a good looking, smooth skin. Like I when I grow up, I'm gonna work at my father's firm type dude. You know, he had pointy ass shoes.
Pointy leather shoes.
Yeah. And he came in, and I was like, well, there goes that idea.
Yeah, because you were dressed in a screen printed t-shirt, baggy pants. I think you had an over jacket still. I think you were wearing like an overshirt over the shirt.
Yeah.
And you had semi-long hair.
Yeah.
And, you know, just comfortable.
Are you just describing what I wear all the time, or you actually remember what I wear?
I think I vaguely remember you, because you were still kind of transitioning.
You wore nice though. You were nice up that night. By the way. I think you wore.
I was dressed up. Yeah.
You were dressed out nice. I was like, this guy's gonna have a good date.
Yeah, I was dressed up, and you were just in comfortable clothes. You were like casually gonna hang out with, you know, this girl, and
I think that's all I had.
Right, and you still had some of your quote unquote gothy style clothes
that
you still kind of fit into. So you were kind of wearing something similar to that. And then you have this fucking tall drink of water walk in and this pointy ass fucking shoes.
Hell yeah. This handsome motherfucker. So I'm like, oh, here we go.
Well, what was that? Oh, yeah, look at that. My chances.
It wasn't my first time meeting that dude. We've had a party at her. She had a party when she first moved in, and I was one of the. Actually, a lot of her fucking exes were there, and it was like made me uncomfortable. I'm like, who would do this? Who would just
now
invite
fight
all their fucking exes into one building? Like, how fucked up is that? That gave me an idea when I turned 21. I think when I turned 21, I think I invited all my exes. But did they show up? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I think that was an idea that I wanted. And I think what ended up happening was... You know, I don't really remember my 21st birthday.
I was going to say, what did we do for your 21st birthday?
We went to a strip club. Right. And you bailed out on me.
That sounds right.
Yeah, you fucking bailed out for numbnuts. And my brother...
For T-ball.
Yeah, my brother went over your place. And you guys were doing it, and I helped him escape. I'm like, I'm not having you stay over here
I remember that
while
part.
they're banging. upstairs, and you have to stay downstairs in the living room and listen to this bullshit.
I don't remember that part, but okay.
Yeah, you don't remember because you didn't. I don't think you knew that I came back home. I came back home after the strip club because we were gonna go somewhere else, and you were like, "Nah, I'm gonna go home." And I'm like, "But it's my birthday." And
I'm
like,
a terrible friend.
You're not a terrible friend. You did stuff that I probably did in one way, shape, or form to my friends. Like, we were just bad at recognizing, like, these bitches aren't worth it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Like, we're like, our peepees are gonna touch.
My dick took the driver's seat.
Yeah, definitely. Because I was like, yeah, let's go, and you're like, nah.
It's not the first time
And I'm like, come on, we're all here hanging out.
It's not the first time I blew off people for T-ball and have them come to my place.
Yeah. That was another one. Let's finish this story first, and then we'll get into those. So we ended up. So here's handsome Jack and me with well, I'll start using letters. So my ex was B. So I'm with B, and she's got her ex-boyfriend there. I've met him before, and I remember you saw him before. You knew him before.
Yeah.
When we went to that party for her apartment, and we were just like, what is this guy? You know, like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? And now he's here, and I'm like, I don't have Berto, so I'm like, I can't like attack him.
Can't feed off my humor.
Yeah, to say anything. But,
so you say something, and you look over, I'm not there, and you're like, fuck.
So he brings like a big ass like towel, something wrapped in a towel, and I'm like, what?
Almost half as tall as him.
It was half as tall as him. It was at least 3 feet tall, and I'm just like, what is that? And he fucking unveils it, and this giant bong, like 3 foot tall bong, and I'm like, what is that? That's stupid as fuck. And I know that she smoked. Again, we were smoking, but again, I don't remember if we were smoking with her or partaked in it. I think we did, but again, I don't think I ever really got high. Like, I don't think I either did not include myself in smoking, or if I did, I didn't do it to a degree where I actually got high. So here we go. They fucking pack a bowl, and they're like, we're gonna do this. They had me take the first hit, and they had me clear the whole bowl. Like, he made it a point to have me clear the bowl. Like, he said, you're going to clear this. Like, you have to fill this up with smoke. I'm like, I've never done this before. And they lit it for me, and they're like, all right, now you inhale. And I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to pull. So I'm inhaling all this. And then they stopped, and they're like, okay, now just finish it. And I did it. I end up running to the bathroom, dry heaving, and coughing for like probably 15 to 20 minutes. I'm just like, wah, 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 wah. Like for like 20 straight minutes. That alone fucked me up. And then I go back, and they're like, are you okay? And I'm just like, okay. Yeah. Pretty much. I'm just like, I'm fine. Everything's good. And I'm out of my mind. I just could not feel anything. I was high for the first time, people.
That's when the ganja gotcha.
It got me for good. And I hate to say it, it was probably the worst experience of my life. Not the getting high part, but getting high in that scenario. I suggested if you ever get high, be sure you like
the people around you.
90% of the people around you. In this case, I only liked 33% of the people that were around me.
Because you don't want to have a bad high. Like, you can have a high where you don't feel anything, and then you can have a bad high, like where you're like, I don't fucking like these people. I don't like the scenario that's going on. I don't like anything.
And you have nothing but your thoughts when you're fucking that baked, man.
Because you don't even know half the time if you're saying them out loud or not.
Yep. I literally had that suit of armor high where I'm like, I know I'm inside. I know I'm conscious. But I'm just like, let me out. And so, and keep in mind, I don't know if I said that. I probably said this on previous podcasts, but I was sick only a couple years back from a rare blood disease, and one of my symptoms of that sickness I was in the hospital for a month for was confusion. So like my feeling, like random out of nowhere, immediately triggered anxiety for me. So I was now all of a sudden high, and now I'm freaking out. But I'm freaking out, but I ain't saying shit. And they noticeably know that the guy was a dick. I don't even know why he saw me in any way, shape, or form as a threat to do that, because I said I didn't smoke. I just did it because, like, I just did it. But I did feel very peer pressured into doing it. So and not only that, like, I'll tell you right now, as somebody who smokes, if I'm around somebody who's never smoked before, I would never want them to get fucked up. I would never want them to smoke to the degree that I was forced to smoke in the first. I don't think it's cool. Like, I want them to enjoy it, you know?
Your first time should be a good time.
Yeah, first time should be a good time. I would almost want you to smoke again.
Yeah. You don't say, like, well, I've never rode a bike. I'm like, okay, here's a motorcycle.
Yeah,
well,
let's
no.
go for it. Yeah. Like, you don't just go all... You don't push somebody in the deep end. I mean, like, that's crazy. Because, I don't know, like... But she was very, like, helpful. Like, she definitely, like, was very soothing and calm. And she was just like, you know what? I'm going to help him out. And she's like, we're going to bake some cookies. And I'm like, word? Like, let's bake some cookies. Boy, man, when you're high and you're trying to follow instructions, that is some hard shit right there. She has, like, she printed out sheet of paper and all the ingredients scattered out. It's like when I was following those directions of baking those cookies, I could not let go. My eyes could not let go of that piece of paper, almost as if if I look away from the ingredient of the recipe, that the recipe will no longer exist. And what I was doing was meaningless. That's how fucking high I was. So I'm literally honed in. My eyes are laser focused on the next step, and as I'm doing it, I'm just like feeling around like a
blind man.
Like a blind man. It, like just like someone stuck in the dark. Like someone, you know, when you like the power goes out and you're in the shower and you're just trying to grab that towel and shit. You're just like, oh, hold on. Where am I? That's me with like eggs and sugar and flour, and I'm just like, okay, cracking the eggs. I cracked the eggs without looking. It made it in its bowl. Like I was good. And we did it. We ended up getting to the point where the cookies were in the oven. It was fantastic. And then the next step was that she asked me, like, what do I need? Because I'm obviously, because now he's fun. He's like kind of like, oh, he's freaking out. And I'm like, thanks, man. Thank you for pointing that out and making me feel like that's a bad
More
thing.
anxious.
More anxious, right? Like, what does that mean? And they're like, you're fine. You just need to write it out. And I was like, man. And then she's like, I'm just like, give me a piece of paper and a pencil and I'll just start drawing. And I started drawing and I started sketching and I drew. I don't even know what I drew that day. I wish I had it. But I knew that I was drawing because that's the only thing that kind of like calmed me down. And like, let's put it, they're high too. Like it's not like they only got me high. They smoked the bong. They were fine, but they'd done this before.
Right. They were professionals.
Right. They've been smoking.
I mean, the man has a fucking 3-foot bong. Like, I
would
imagine
he
he's
fucking
not a novice.
He didn't find it. But it was fucked up. Like that dude, like, definitely, like, because again, like, if you saw me and him, there's no need to
be threatened
by me in any way, shape, or form, because like, you're number one, her latest ex, and number two, you got some pointy ass shoes, dog. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're good. Like, you're probably rich. You know, you probably have a nice car. I got driven here by my wife. Like, come on now. But anyways, like, then they're like, let's put on some tunage. And I'm just like, he said tunage. Even as high as I was, I know that was a whack ass term for putting on music. They're like, let's put on some tunage. They put on like Janis Joplin on fucking record. And I'm just like, ew. You guys are like, you're like one of those fucking stoners. Like, you're like hipster fucking stoners. Yeah. And I was like, I at that moment, I was like, I'm in a bad situation. Where's, like, that was when like my internal like life was like, you know, the movies are like, where are you? So let's fast forward to you being there, and just give me a little bit of how your date was going in the meantime.
So my date, we went to this Indian restaurant because that was the only vegetarian restaurant I could find at the time. The internet was very primitive, like Google searching and stuff wasn't a big thing at the time. So we go there, we eat some interesting things. It was fine. We talk and this and that, and I take her home. Nothing comes of it. I think we kissed.
Did you?
I want to say I think, but I don't think it was really anything.
Was it like a lips?
Yeah, maybe. I honestly cannot remember.
The cheek? Could it have been the cheek?
It could have been the cheek. Who knows?
It's probably the cheek.
You know, it could have been like, let's try this kiss, and it didn't really go
Like
anywhere.
really quick?
Yeah.
Like a peck?
Yeah. You know, like your dad gives you when you go to sleep.
Yep. When your dad does it all the time.
Right. So I drop her off. That's that. Kind of like, I didn't get my dick wet. Wah, you know. But, you know, that's just me being a stupid guy at the time, thinking, like, that's what I'm going to get.
Did you at any point during your date feel me calling for you?
I was going to say, like, I did have a little spider sense
No, you
at the
didn't.
restaurant.
Did you think of me at all?
I was wondering, like, I wonder how James is doing, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know about.
You had no
I didn't know
idea
about
what
this
was in store.
motherfucker being there. You know.
Yeah. So I end up like, then they put on a movie, and then now I'm kind of like getting out of the
It was
highness.
a boring ass movie, too.
Man, they're like, let's put on A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe, and
Because that's what you want to watch when you're high.
Man, it's trash, yo. And I'm just like watching this. I'm like, what are they doing? Like, they're not even having. Well, I'm not even having fun anymore. Like, I'm obviously like a third wheel now. I think the fucking cousin got high and went straight to her room, and that was like she was gone. So now I'm dealing with B and her ex, and then they're just there, and they're kind of like whatever, and they're just like I feel like the kid. Like they're sitting on the couch, and I'm sitting like laying on the floor, and just waiting for life to end, and then suddenly like. Knock on the door happens, and that was you. And what'd you see? You came in.
I walk in and I see B on like the couch and this dude, and I'm like, "What's up? I'm here. I'm back from my date. Where's James?" And then all of a sudden, you just fucking like pop up from the behind the couch, like, "Berto, you're here." I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I think you look at the TV and you see that movie. You're like, that looks like a whack movie.
I was like, what is this, the English Patient?
Yeah, you're like, it's a dumb movie you're watching, and then you pan over to the table to see the root of all.
I was like, that's a huge ass bong.
Yeah, and then you see me pop up being like, Berto, you're back, and I couldn't have been ready. I felt like a kid. Like
Who's leaving?
Like you know, like there's aftercare, and then
Yeah.
they're like, but they don't have any friends, so they're like they hate school, and then aftercare's not better because the same schmuckos that pick on them, bully them, and then like your mom comes to pick you up, and they're like, can we get James to the front, please? And that was bro, and it's like, Berto,
You're back.
I wanted to run and give him a hug and a kiss, but I was too high to like function.
I was so fixated on that bong. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, it was huge, and I cleared it, not like a champ, like a bitch. I had to do like two little inhale takes.
And I was like, man, did you guys smoke that? And they're like, yeah, you want to hit him? Like, no.
yeah, you did say it like that. You're like, absolutely not. Why would I do that?
No thanks.
You saved me that day.
And you're like, let me grab my drawings.
Yeah, I did. I was like, let me grab. Damn it! I wish I kept them.
Like, let me grab my drawings, and then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go then. Later, pointy shoes. Later,
Yeah.
B.
Yeah.
And then we got out of there, and you were just like, it was terrible.
I was so sad. That was the first time I got baked. So anything that I've learned is if you ever smoke, just make sure you're around at least 90% of a good crowd, and then just be safe. I mean, one thing I'll say, I was safe. I mean, it's marijuana. Like, what would happen? I would eat the fucking fridge. I mean, I don't know. That's
Watch out, fridge.
really it. Like, other than that, I wasn't like going anywhere or doing anything.
No, because like most of the time, people just act silly or stupid.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, the only like anytime I've gotten high, it's usually around people I'm comfortable with
Yeah.
or comfortable getting high with, because I don't remember how many, if at all, probably sometimes, but I don't remember being like enjoying getting high with my ex, if I ever did get high with her.
I'm sure.
But like hanging out with like Chris and Matt Wagner on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, one time when my parents went to Colombia,
Yeah.
and we're like, well, let's fucking throw a party. You know, like, let's not do New Year's Eve because that people will expect that.
Right.
Let's do New Year's Eve, like the night before New Year's Eve, like a fucking idiot. And I don't remember if it was Chris or Matt that they brought a bunch of weed, and we just smoked the J's on the roof, and we ordered pizza, and we were still on the roof when the pizza guy got there. It was like we were on the first story roof, above my room, and we were high as fuck, and the pizza got here, and like we both all just like slid to the end of the roof right in front of the door. We're like, hey, what's up? We're out here. He's like, holy shit. I'm like, here's your money, thanks. And they just give me the pizza, and they gave it to me sideways. And we're like, yeah, roof pizza.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, and then we shortly had everyone fucking over, and we fucked up that house. Yeah. And after that was my first time. That was with a bunch of friends. Yeah, they made me drink the bong water, but that's just more of a stupid thing.
Yeah.
You know, it was around you and Brandon and them.
Yeah.
And I was comfortable around doing it with them, but that wasn't fun because I don't know. Maybe it was a strain of weed. You know.
Yeah.
And I smoked a lot when I lived with Chris, because he smoked a lot. But after a while, I figured out whatever strain he had, which I believe was sour diesel, was just not my bag, and like it kept me up all night, like my mind racing. I couldn't sleep well.
Yeah.
So I was like, if it's that sour diesel, I don't want that
sativa,
shit.
That's why it's a mind high.
Yeah,
so
I was just like, I don't want that shit. I like that. I remember the first time we did that strain that he got from his father.
Yeah.
Or somewhere, I don't remember. But it was medical grade. And this was like when it was kind of getting new.
Yeah.
You know? I remember smoking that, and we ordered Tomatinos or Tomatinos or something like that. Some fucking pizzeria joint that had like typical Italian mafia thing, and they were all about like fucking like the mafia and Guidos and whatever. So we ordered this huge large pizza that was fucking called the Italian Stallion.
Nice.
And it had like meats and like some hot sauce and some shit. I don't remember. They don't have it anymore, but it was delicious. And we got a bunch of snacks because we planned this. We planned on getting high and hanging out and watching movies and whatever.
Love it.
And we got fucking baked before they got there with the pizza. And they hear, you know, go. I was like, I'll get the door. I opened the door, and this guy's wearing a fucking tuxedo T-shirt and a fucking like cheap fedora, and with the pizza. I was like, do you have to wear that? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, sucks for you. And I just give him the money and take the pizza and close the door in his face.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just so blown away by the size of the pizza and the stupid uniform. And so, like, bro, I demolished the entire pizza by myself and an entire case of Oreos. And I did not feel it. Like, it didn't feel it in my stomach.
Yeah, when you get high like that, you just, if you allow yourself to, like, just
to
eat,
let go, yeah.
You don't eat because you're hungry. You eat because you're just doing something.
Yeah, and I was just like, I woke up the next day, and I was just like, where's the pizza? Where's the Oreos?
Yeah, you'll know when your first bathroom trip.
I was like, holy shit, I ate all that? Fuck, it's awesome. I remember watching some movie with Chris that night, and we recorded ourselves watching the movie. It was a horror movie, but it was a really bad horror movie. But it starred one of his friends that he knew. Like, it was a girl that he was interested in for a long time that like moved to Hollywood to be an actress, blah blah blah. And she was in this really shitty film, and we were just fucking rip on it.
Nice.
And I was side note, I was really amazed at the time at the microphone of Apple phones, because like he just recorded off his phone. Like,
it sounded good.
It was fun. It sounded crisp as fuck. I gotta
ask him if he still has it. I want to hear that.
You never know.
Yeah, I'll ask him next time.
But that was fun time. God, the most recent time I got high was with a brownie, but that's like a body high, and that took a while.
Yeah,
to like hit me. I remember my friend gave me the batch, and he's like, "It's pretty strong, I guess." He's like, "Just cut it into fours, and then, you know, cut it into fours, and then, you know, like, just eat one at a time and see how you feel." And I remember cutting into fours, putting it in the Ziploc baggie. I ate one, and I went to go put the rest away, and I fumbled it.
Yeah.
And I dropped it in the sink, like the one piece. And I was like, fuck. I was like, oh, I can't put that back in the bag. It's going to get moldy or whatever. So I just ate the second piece. and I'm playing Jedi Fallen Order that night.
Yeah, yeah.
And it'd been like a few hours. No, like a couple hours into it, like playing. And I was like playing the game. I was like, oh man, I forgot I took that weed brownie, or those weed brownies, I should say. I was like, I haven't felt it yet. Oh shit! And then as soon as I become conscious that I'm fucking high, it's like I'm like, oh man, fuck. Here it is. I remember just like waiting for like the loading screen. I'm just like, God damn it. And I was like, I don't know, like I felt like a little anxious because I hadn't done it in so long, like edibles.
Yeah.
So I was like, because I was about to like let my wife try it because she'd never done it either.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if she'll like this feeling. I know her. I was like, I don't know if she'll like this feeling. I'll have to do it again.
Yeah, definitely have to have her experiences to make that decision on her own, because you never know, man. Sometimes like it's just like, oh, you know, I've never felt this before, and yeah, like I said, again, it's really about your surroundings. If it's like a fear thing that you can take. You can have the anxiety take over for you, but if you're good, man. Like if you're surrounded by people that are cool and there's nothing to worry about. But
oh no, wait, the last time I got high was when you fucking gave me that stupid cookie.
Oh yeah, but were you high?
Oh yeah.
You were?
Dude, I'm a lightweight compared to you're not. You're like more pro.
Well, no, those cookies got me in the future, but I definitely had to have 2 to like kickstart.
Mind you,
shit.
I also had like
Keep
2.
in mind, when you eat shit that somebody baked, there's no fucking real regulation in it, because they use a butter or whatever. But there's no saying that that's all evenly distributed. Like that, the weed and the THC from that butter. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you don't know if like the one cookie that you had was stronger than the cookie that I had, even though it was like the same batch. Right. You know what I mean? Like, there's no real way of knowing, right. And I don't even really know if it's the same batch. It might not be the same batch. So the thing about the first time I got high eating an edible was in my old apartment, and my cousin gave me like a piece of cake, and I didn't have to work that day, so I ate that cake, and it was a big ass piece of cake too. And it supposedly said, it said 500 milligrams. I don't think that was the case. I think 500 milligrams was it. Like, they don't fucking know. Again, it's somebody's making it. It's not like I'm eating a packaged food item that's made as a company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if it's made at somebody's house, it's wrapped in aluminum foil with a piece of paper stickered onto it saying 500. I'm like, there's no way it's 500. Now, 500, I think you only need like, what? 10, 15 to feel anything. So I'm eating something that's 500, and I went all in and I ate the whole thing. I think the whole cake was probably made with 500 milligrams. So I had a portion. So there's a good chance I had like maybe 50, 50 milligrams worth. But it kicked. I got nervous at first because I thought I may have made a mistake, because I didn't feel anything right away. And I immediately was like, maybe I should throw this up. Because if it is 500, I'm in for a treat.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I'm in trouble. Like, I have the day off, but I don't feel like I'm going to make house. Like, I feel I'm going to be trapped. And what ended up happening, I tried, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to throw it up. I don't even feel anything yet. And I should be fine. And I ended up playing games, taking a nap, whatever. Put it this way. I ate it at 8 a.m. 8 p.m. by the time my ex came home from work, I was still feeling it, yo. Like, I was good. It probably kicked in probably around 9:30, like an hour and a half later it kicked in, and I was just like, I was fine. Like, again, it's really about your vibe. If you have a good vibe, you're good. Edibles are so different though. They're so different. The whole delay is weird.
Yeah.
It is more body, but it could be you could definitely like feel high too. Like, I remember going to CEO, the fighting game tournament, and I entered the Tetris tournament. I definitely made sure one of my friends from work had given me a couple of cupcakes or something like that they made. I ate that shit. I was ready. I was so ready. I had some with my cousin. And that tournament, man, I did well. I did really well, and I blame it on the cookie and the cupcake, because like I was in the zone. Like, don't fuck with me high on Tetris. Like, you think you got me. Oh, he's high. He's not gonna do good. Nope. It's like my superpower.
I see those blocks happening in real time.
Hell yeah. It's so slow
Before they
motion.
even conceptualize.
Yeah, it is wild. Like, and I'm good. Like, you get there. I don't know. But I'm glad I did this episode. That way people know, like, hey, it is what it is. It's fine. It should be legal. If you want my political standpoint on marijuana, it should be legal. It's fine. My first time getting high sucked, but that's...
But it didn't stop him. Didn't stop you from trying.
What made me... No. Here's the thing. After an experience like that, there was a very long time before I smoked again.
Yeah, it was a good while.
I want to say, like, again, maybe from time to time, but what really got me into it, I guess, just being extremely comfortable with it, knowing that a lot of majority of the people that I hung out with did it. I think I finally got in, and then
and it was like hugely more common.
Yeah, and then when you do it enough, then you kind of want it, and then it's fun. And again, me and my ex used to do it. It was nice. You know, we really bonded a lot when we would smoke together. It'd be really nice. Yeah, it's good. I like it. I still like it to this day. Believe it or not, PSA for everybody, or just a little insider note. Berto and I are not high in the recording of this this weed-filled episode. I feel like I did it injustice.
It'd be a lot more rambling.
Yeah. Dare I say, I'd be lying to say if I wasn't high during some of the episodes that I've done. But, yeah. But this one, 100% fine. Well, I've had a couple shots of it, which is delicious. It's not the same.
Maybe we should get high for the next episode.
Maybe. We'll see.
Since it'll be the day before my birthday.
Maybe we should. I will, I can definitely acquire. Maybe we'll have a high episode. And
it's gonna be an hour and a half of silence and giggles.
Fuck it, let's do it. It's gonna be before your birthday. When let's see. If we record Friday, it'll be the day before your. It's next week, right?
Yeah.
Oh
The
shit.
19th.
Fucking birthday's next week, bro.
Oh, I'm gonna be fucking old.
Damn, bro.
The big old 3-6.
I feel bad because I can't get you anything.
Shut up.
I really can't. Like I want to get you. I wanted to get you something really nice. Yeah, the 19th we'll record it. I can definitely acquire goods. I don't know if you want. How do you want it?
I'd prefer baked goods.
You want baked goods?
Yeah.
All right. I'll procure some baked goods. We'll have to take it like before the podcast.
Well,
though.
yeah.
Like well before. Probably as soon as we start feeling it, that's when we should start recording. And that will be our episode. We'll just have to think of something to talk about, though.
You'll have to write it down because we're not going to remember.
It'd be very nice if the people who are listening to this episode, this never happens, and I don't want to sound like a bitch, and if you are listening to this episode and you were listening this far, do me a favor, just this one time. Not many people do it. Please, if you listen to this episode the way through, give us something to talk about, because like at least now I know you listen to this one. That's it. You know, the next episode, Berto and I are planning on getting high. Give us a topic that you want to hear. Ask us a question. Give us a movie or something. I will read the comments. I will do whatever it takes. But please, I want some input. I would love a little bit of input from you guys. Give that to me. Please. Please do it. But yeah, I will call. With that being said, I'm going to definitely call this one a wraps. Yo, you have anything to say, man?
Nah, man, I never have anything to say.
I know. That's why I keep on asking you. Because maybe one day you will. I don't know.
Maybe.
You know, like
see what next Friday holds.
If you watch like Kevin Smith and you see like, Kevin Smith movies with Jay and Silent Bob, and then like Bob speaks, like that's what I expect. Like you finally say something that's like really profound.
Some profound words.
Yeah, I was like, maybe Burrow's got something really to say. Just gonna drop the mic on this one.
No, I'm just gonna drop the whole microphone setup.
But yeah, guys, it's been lovely having you listen to our stories, and I hope you keep on enjoying it. And people, remember to follow those signs. Talk to a friend. Talk it out. Love it out. Hug it out.
Smoke it out.
Rub it out too. Don't forget that. But we love you.
Whip it out.
I love you. Love you so much.
Talk it out, babe. And you're all alone. ahead, baby, call that shit, baby. Call that motherfucking therapist, baby. If you don't got a therapist, call your mom. If you don't got a mom, call your motherfucking friend. If you don't got a friend, talk to the person under the bridge and they'll tell you about your problem. Gotta go talk that, gotta 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 go ahead, baby, go ahead and talk that. Gotta go ahead and baby, gotta talk that. Gotta go ahead and get your feelings out, baby, go ahead and talk that. Gotta talk that. Talk to me, baby, yo, I wanna help you. Talk to me, baby girl, I wanna help you. Talk to me, baby boy, I wanna help you. Talk to me, baby boy, I wanna help you. Talk to me, 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 talk to me. Go ahead and talk down. 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 Go ahead and talk talk that, gotta talk that, gotta talk the talk, gotta talk that. If you're not feeling well, baby, gotta talk it out, gotta get it from the inside to the outside. Gotta externalize that shit, gotta take it from the bottom of your stomach to the top of the lid, and you get that out. Now you feel a little better, now you do that shit. Gotta exercise, gotta exercise, gotta exercise, gotta exercise your mind.